3, 2, 1. Welcome back. We are now doing Hunter. Let's speed through them. We are now past 2 a.m. and we've only done 3 classes. So this means each thing here is only going to be 5-minute rapid fire auctioneer style. All right, best card.
Best card.
Your favorite card.
My favorite card. Okay, can we just do worst card because that's the one I'm looking at right now?
Fine, worst card.
All right, Play Dead. Play Dead. 1 mana spell that says trigger a friendly minion's death rattle. They gotta stop making death rattle hunter. Like, please stop. It's just not gonna work. Okay. I don't know. Maybe it'll work this time.
Okay, but this is how it's going to work. Stitch Tracker. 3 mana. Oh, that's not the card I thought it was. Screw Stitch Tracker. Where's my favorite card? Let me find my favorite card. I thought it was the Stitch Tracker, but it's not. Wait.
Are you trying to find the exploding bloat bat?
Oh, it's an epic card. You know what? We're going to go out of order this time. We're going to pick an epic card because I want to talk about it, but I can't find it. Maybe we're not going to talk about it. This is not going as fast as I thought it was.
Yeah,
okay.
you're...
Okay, fine. I will talk about the Stitch Tracker. I don't like this card. It's a 3 mana 2/2. Even though I like Control Hunter, Battlecry, discover a copy of a minion in your deck is very good, right? Like, you get to filter out your small minions, take a big minion. It's a 3 mana 2/2. It's properly statted for a cycle card draw. But, like, it's just not very interesting. It's good. We rate it very highly, 133, right? Very highly, because it's really good. But
this is something I disagreed with.
Because you don't think that... Oh, that's right. You don't think big minions and hunters do anything.
No, I don't. But, you know, this is...
That's because... Okay, so the difference here, if you're watching and you don't know why, it's because Merps literally only plays aggro hunter. And this tier list is actually made...
It's a very good effect.
It's a very good effect, but, like, you have to have certain, like, you know, things in your draw. And this tier list actually is centered on mid-range hunter. So... it's going to not penalize this card for being a good card in a class that doesn't use it like as much. Like, there's class considerations, but only to so much as the hero power like normally warrants. So like, if you're going to try to push every draft into aggro and you're like, I could do better with like a 80% good aggro deck than a 120% good like mid-range deck, that's your play style, but where the tier list isn't adjusting for that.
Anyways, let's look at a much better card, in my opinion, that costs 3 mana. Bear Shark. I love this card. Bear Shark is a 3 mana 4/3 beast that has the ability can't be targeted by spells or hero powers. I love this thing. I think it's great. Offensively statted. You know, it's got the fairy dragon effect to it. Which is very useful because of, you know, not only mages, but also just removals from quite a few classes. So you can, this has a higher chance of staying on the board, so you can buff it. You can get other beast synergies, or you just go to the face and YOLO and don't care.
Yeah.
All right. After this, I want to talk about Venom Strike Trap. Oh, first of all, did I say Bear Shark was a 126?
Yeah, it is a 126.
All right. Venom Strike Trap, which is a 99 on the list, is a 2 mana secret. It says when one of your minions is attacked, summon a 2/3 poisonous cobra.
This is not. There's still bugs in this thing.
I was about to say. I was like,
no.
Wait. This score seems
like really low, like not supposed to be this score.
Because summoning an Emperor Cobra is quite good. You know, you're paying 1 less mana. Obviously, your opponent gets to choose when it comes out, but summoning an Emperor Cobra is really freaking good. So this will be changed.
It's a 108.2.
Okay, that's good. So kind of, you know, average, above average-ish.
It's like trappish, right? Like,
yeah,
it's where a trap is. Let's see where what do you call it? It should be like right around where snakes are. Where are snakes? The snake's way higher. Snake trap is a 122.
Yep.
Oh no. It's pre-scaling is 108.
So after
post-scaling it's
suspense.
130.
Wow, that's really high.
Well, 129. I don't know, somewhere around there. I'm not as precise as it would be, but yeah. So yeah.
I think that's fair for it. Because I was gonna say, I was like, oh, it's a 99.
This is not the right score.
That's not correct.
We're still having issues getting the right score onto it with the centering and all that. Okay, Corpse Widow is a 5 mana 4/6. Your Death Rattle cards cost 2 less. You're gonna have a decent number of Death Rattle cards, so this will actually potentially trigger. And otherwise, it's a decently statted 5 mana minion. So it is a 113. I like it.
Also has the beast tag along with it, and afterwards we have Exploding Bloatbat. This is a really interesting card. Yeah, look, it's a 4 mana 2/1 beast. Man, those are the stats you want for a 4 mana. That has a Death Rattle, deal 2 damage to all enemy minions. Minions, not even their face. So sad. But it is a 55 on the tier list, mostly just because, you can put it out there and it has sort of an A-bomb effect, right? But it doesn't damage your stuff, and it doesn't damage face, and it doesn't taunt, so they don't have to activate it, which means... look, you can certainly find some uses for this, but it just doesn't play in the manner that Hunter wants to play, so... it is quite a bad card at 55.
All right. Is that it?
That is it for the commons and rares, I believe.
Epic. Yep. This is the card I wanted to talk about. It is an Abominable Bowman. It is a 7 mana 6/7. Death Rattle, summon a random friendly beast that died this game, which is a pretty good Death Rattle.
That's really good, yeah.
But it is an understated 7 mana card. I'm wondering. I'm going to go check this again. I thought it was higher than this the last time I looked at it. So I think something weird has happened to this card, and weird things have been happening. So I'm pretty sure this should be at least an above average card, if not a good card.
Yeah. So. Also, if you guys haven't seen the art for this, it is ridiculous. So this guy is basically using an arm growing out of his back to shoot the arrow, and he's using his normal left arm to grab the next arrow. It's pretty cool.
Yep. So this is going to go up. I don't know how much, but there's something wrong. It was, which is what I was looking for earlier, somewhere around like a 120 something. But I'm hoping it's an input, like not an input. What do you call it? Like the translation to when they uploaded it to the website, which is causing some issues with other cards, usually existing cards. Okay, yeah. Finally, Toxic Arrow, 77, deal 2 damage to a minion. Pretty basic. If it survives, gives it poisonous. So it's basically choose one. You can buff one of your minions, but it has to have at least 3 health to get poisonous and kill something. Or you can use it as a 2-mana 2/2 removal. So again, I'm pretty sure this is really low. I think there's some issue here. Yes, this is not being scaled correctly. I'm looking at it right now. I'll tell you what the answer is. Why don't you talk about how to use this?
Sure. Look, cards that do 2 things in the arena are actually quite powerful. Like. Because you're going to be using both situations a decent amount. A lot of times you're just going to use this as like, okay,
it's a 101.
Okay, in the early turns, a lot of the times you'll just be doing 2 mana for 2 damage to a minion, and that's absolutely fine, right? You want to kill off their 3/2s, you want to finish off all of their stuff, but In the later turns, this can turn into like an eviscerate, right? When paired up with one of your own minions.
Yep.
It can turn into just like, more than 4 damage. It can turn to 5 damage, 7 damage. There's a lot of big stuff that's out in the meta.
It's unlimited what poison this can do.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, sorry.
No. And you do need that condition of a 3 health minion, but if you have that, you're basically paying 2 mana for a lot of damage.
Yep. And Abominable Bowman, I figured out the score is 127. That's what it should be showing.
Okay, sounds good.
And finally, legendary is Professor Putricide, which is also not showing the correct numbers. I don't know. There's just something with Hunter or something. Professor Putricide is... Why don't you talk about what it's doing? I will get you the number.
Sounds good. Professor Putricide is a 4 mana 5/4 that says, after you play a secret, put a random Hunter secret into the battlefield.
It is 116.
Good. Yeah, this is just a good card. I mean, what are you hoping for from 4 mana? You're basically hoping for a 4/5 or a 5/4. Hunters a lot of times prefer 5/4. They like aggressively statted minions, and it just has a pure benefit to it, right? Like whenever, and if you do play a secret, getting a random secret, that's really quite amazing. And you're not just getting it in your hand, you're putting it into play, which for a tempo class like Hunter, that's even more of a bonus.
Yep. All right. Well, that's it for Hunter. Like a lot of these cards are not terribly like tempo-y, right? Like you have your Bear Shark, but then you have a lot of other like good cards that are a bit slower. And then other cards, which, may or may not be as good, but are generally okay, which are also a little bit slower. So I think Hunter, they're trying to move Hunter into more mid-range after like Ungoro, which was like aggro. This is what Hunter's supposed to do. So I think that's where Hunter's headed. We'll see how well it works and how the meta shakes out. But Hunter tries to be on the board anyway. So all of its win conditions involve it being on the board somehow. So it didn't get any tools to actually be on the board. So we'll see, right? I think Hunter's kind of shaky in this particular meta.
Yeah, I do too.
All right, that's it for this. We will see you in the next class. Okay, next class is